Hello, my name is Matthias Kavodic. Welcome guys to my channel. Today we're going to talk about Uncanny Avengers issues 11 to 17, a fantastic run written by Rick Remender. Oddly enough, this series sort of follows up on Rick Remender's run on X-Force. So a lot of the bad shit Wolverine and company did in that series has repercussions in this one. So I do, again, really recommend you guys read it. If you haven't, don't let me spoil this. And I'm being very careful with the binding of this particular compilation. I feel the cracks when I'm going through the pages. So we start off the story. Basically, in the Uncanny Avengers, after the Avengers vs. X-Men crossover, they decide to make a unity team with members from the X-Men and members of the Avengers on all kinds of adventures, like dealing with a Red Skull that stolen Xavier's brain that we're going to cover in another video that's really messed up. And the big part of this particular story that had already started prior to this, is that the Avengers start to discover a lot of the really dark stuff that Wolverine was up to when he was with X-Force, like killing Angel, having killed his own son, Dakin, world of Tabula Rasa. Main villains, we have the Apocalypse twins, which actually were the children of Angel, were kidnapped by Kang, taken to the future. Obviously, Kang did terrible things to these kids. Now they're back in the past, and they want to rewrite the future to screw over Kang. So things get complicated, convoluted, obviously, because you mentioned Kang, you know things are going to get complicated. But what happens is the Apocalypse twins kidnap Scarlet Witch and Wonder Man, and they have a plan to create this ark, take all the mutants to this ark, take them to another planet, take them to one of Jupiter's moons, colonize it, and make this utopia where mutants can live in peace. So they're telling Scarlet Witch about all the atrocities that have went down with X-Force, with the rise of the Red Onslaught. It's hunting down mutants and Inhumans, that when he rises, humanity's not going to be able to stop. So it's better to take all the mutants, leave the planet, and leave the humans normal baseline flat scans to their own means. So this is going down. We have the rest of the Unity team, that's what they were called, trying to rescue Scarlet Witch and Wonder Man. And they're dealing with the new Horsemen, who are really awesome. We have Grim Reaper as Death. We have the return of Sentry, who is pretty insane in this story. Also of Banshee and Wolverine's son, Dakin. Obviously really pissed off with his dad because he drowned him in a puddle of mud. So we have the battle between Wolverine and Dakin, where Dakin ends up coming out on top. We have the epic battle between Thor and Sentry, where Sentry is pretty insane. To liberate all his power, he rips off his face. Sentry is getting pretty hardcore, and also Sentry's sort of bearing a little bit of a grudge because Thor killed him during the Siege of Asgard crossover. Also, what I really liked in this series is the relationship between Havoc and Captain America, because Cap is obviously the natural leader, but it's like as the story progresses, like Havoc doesn't want to upstage Cap, but like he's showing off that he has his own leader skills, that he has good instinct. During the series, Havoc starts to have a relationship with Wasp, which at first I didn't like, but then I grew to enjoy seeing both of these characters interact, and they even have a daughter. And there's also a really tragic twist that really hits you in the feels when that goes down. So we see what Kang did to the Apocalypse twins, how they tortured them, how they really messed them up, their whole diabolical plan to take the mutants on the Ark. The messed up battle between Captain America and Banshee, where Banshee leaves Captain America without no hearing, and it's really hilarious because during the rest of the story, Captain America is screaming all the time because he can't hear. So the Apocalypse twins are able to pull a fast one on Kang. They actually are able to destroy all of Kang's timeline. He's left without a future. Scarlet Witch actually decides to help the Apocalypse twins, because she always takes really bad decisions. Like, she's a real liability to the Avengers, Scarlet Witch. So she's gonna go. She falls for the plan. She's gonna give him a hand, as I mentioned previously. Kang, in a last-ditch effort into trying to save his own reality, he creates his own team where he recruits Venom from the Earth X universe, recruits Strife, recruits Doom 2099, a Deathlock Abomination, Ahab. Rogue realizes what's going to happen, that they're going to use Scarlet Witch's powers. So Rogue goes straight for the kill. She goes straight to kill Scarlet Witch. He wants to stop the Apocalypse Twins' plans. Then Rogue gets killed by Grim Reaper. Like, things get pretty heavy. We get this really hardcore moment where Sentry just literally just rips off his whole head so he can liberate the power of the Void. But what happens in this whole story is that things start going south for the Avengers, going from bad to worse, and some start dying, and you feel like this sense of he might not save the day, and the story has a lot of weight to it. Like, you feel that the stakes are really high. Like, you feel like they're not going to be able to little snap, they're going to be able to take everything back to normal, that there's going to be repercussions for this. So the Apocalypse Twins actually piss off the Celestials. We're going to cover that in another video. They use a lost hammer, not the hammer, Thor's axe. This axe that was created to cut into celestial armor. Actually, it was created to take down Apocalypse himself. The Apocalypse Twins use this axe to piss off the Celestials. Exitar, he's like the big lead Celestial, has come to make Earth pay for the death of a Celestial. Decides to pass judgment on Earth. All of Earth's heroes helplessly trying to stop the Celestial. They do not stand a chance. The last Avenger standing, because even Captain America gets slaughtered by the Grim Reaper, is like really rough. One moment where Thor opens a portal to the sun and just shoves one of the Apocalypse Twins into the sun, and he burns his whole arm off. It's really, really sick. Thor is the last man standing, but he's not able to stop the Apocalypse Twins. They're able to retrieve all the mutants. They make this mutant rapture, and Exitar basically destroys Earth. So Thor's the only survivor. Odin's there to say, "Hey, Thor, you really fucked up, didn't you?" And we're left with that. How Remender resolved the story, it's really good. And it doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't take away from the sacrifice and the hurt that goes down in this particular issue. And it's really worth reading. So I'm going to leave this video here, even though I was all over the place with this, because there's just way too many things going on in these issues. Like, the action is, this whole run, like, a lot of story, a lot of consistency, a lot of weight to the stories, and action, like, doom, 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 one after another. So see you guys next time.